Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, this presentation is a sequel of a previous short live talk given at Bobcats 2020 in Paris last January, a few weeks before COVID lockdown in France. We pursued and enlarged this research action approach in order to propose a project to improve literacy of health professionals, medical doctors, and students on this highly sensitive topic. The context is not new because vaccine hesitancy and or even rejection occurred already in the 18th century, but its resurgence is obvious in the context of COVID pandemic. To analyze the needs of health literacy, we use the content curation approach with the Scoop-It tool to analyze what kind of fake news fake information is circulating, who and where are producers and influencers of fake news. Medical and scientific knowledge was pretty obvious some years ago. The power of vaccinations to decrease or even annihilate many infectious diseases was clear, as you can see on this science review. However, during the past decades, diverse vaccinations were objects of controversy. Measles, hepatitis B, which would have been responsible of diverse neurological disorders. Paradoxically, this topic was not a teaching subject in medical schools, with a few exceptions, in France and Canada, for instance. Looking for scientific papers with search tools such as PubMed or Google Scholar, results were not numerous in 2019 on this subject. They are slightly increasing in 2021, but much less than clinical or biological papers on COVID, for instance. Some recent papers were focusing more on vaccine hesitancy, but in localized areas. They do not cover the global topic of concern. The objectives of our research action in this context of information overload and disinformation on social network particularly was to build a content hub on this topic of fake news and vaccination, trying to help MDs and medical students approach this story. We are using the content curation tool Scoop-It to collect, select, comment, and share relevant information. It has an efficient crawling engine, and we are adding results from other searches through Google and social network. This content hub, selecting 200 scoops last year, now aggregates more than 1,000. We can now answer the raised questions. What are the recurrent and recent claims about vaccination and vaccines? And they are classified according to composition of vaccines, either classical or more recent on mRNA vaccines, and related to disease induced by vaccines dominated by neurology and infertility. The circulating fake news are now everywhere, mainly in the USA, but everywhere in the world now, which might be the consequence of global technology. Anti-vaxxers are actors, famous people, sport champions, politicians, not only the 12 or 13 authors of fake news according to recent papers, but a real galaxy of individuals. Particularly in the USA, where the websites are numerous and they are covered frequently under alternative medicine concepts. Social networks policy on fake news evolved a bit since March 2020, trying to reorient people to official and credible web resources, but many holes remain. To act against fake news, many instances are trying to post and publish validated information. Supranational organizations, health authorities, national organizations, and media. In many countries, individuals invest themselves on TV and social medias, but they are object of and focus of violence, at least written or verbal. To act efficiently, we have to understand attitudes and positions of individuals and of groups and influencers. Recent approaches might help using social media listening tools such as Digimind in France. Much academic research work is needed, but the topic remains a very difficult subject for information, health professionals and policymakers. And personally, I'm rather pessimistic, but digital and health literacy is obviously a necessity. It requires training and learning. And indeed, for health professionals, medical universities should offer MDs and students solutions to develop what is now called vaccine literacy. Thank you for your attention.